All right, and we are live, and yeah, we are definitely live. See how the bird just stopped right as we went live? I knew that would happen.
Perfect.
Birds respect this. Birds do.
For now.
Guys, how you doing? It's Peter Shankman. I am here with another 20 Minutes in Lockdown podcast. This time, actually videocast, I guess. This time, I'm here with my good friend, trainer. When he's my good friend, he's not training me. When he's training me, he's just an asshole. His name is Mitch Chappell. Mitch, thank you for taking the time today. I appreciate it. This is the second time I've seen you today. First time was I was out of breath, and you were teaching me kettlebell, the right way to do kettlebell swings. Exactly. And I don't ever have to get a vasectomy now because we took care of that in one of the mistakes I made. So that was good. All right, Sean's joining us from Hong Kong. Hey, Sean, cool. So it is great to see you again, man. You are currently in Florida, but when we are not in the middle of a global pandemic, you are in New York City, and you are a trainer at Equinox in Hudson Yards, correct?
Yeah. Yep. That's me.
Just how I found you. How'd you start training? What got you into this to begin with?
Oh man, I needed a job out of high school, and I went to the gym a lot. And I actually looked in the back of a magazine that said some certification for Penn Foster, and I was like, I'll try that out. And then got my certification, and then I actually was at a bar of all places, and this girl was like, yeah, everybody just got fired. All the trainers got fired at my gym for selling steroids. So so there's a open position there.
We should premise that was not Equinox, right?
No, that was not Equinox. No. And actually, my first day, my shift started at 7 a.m. and I totally showed the guy up, and he called me nonstop until I picked up the phone. And I was like, what do you want? And he was like, so you're not coming to work? And I was like, I don't know, this is early. And he was like, just get in here. And if it wasn't for him doing that, I probably wouldn't have continued. You know, like he could have just been like, no, get you. But he was nice enough to kind of let me adapt into it, because I was totally.
But you fell in love with it.
Yeah. So now it's 10, 11, maybe 12 years later.
I mean, it's clear from our training that you do enjoy what you do, and it's not, it's not just a money thing for you. You really enjoy physically changing people, which begs the question. So when I started working out at Equinox, they asked me if I wanted to try personal training. I said yes. I said, but I only want to try. I need to try it with someone who gets my schedule, right? So I want to be able to work out with someone at 5 a.m. And if you don't have anyone at 5 a.m., which I doubt you do, I'm not going to do personal training. And they're like, oh no, we have this guy Mitch, and. Wow. I was shocked that someone was willing to do a 5 a.m. workout with me, because that's 6 a.m. you get. Even 5:30 you can kind of handle. 5 a.m. is but what I've noticed is that you're never late, right? And you don't live in the city, you live out of the city, one of the boroughs, and you're always on time. And so that tells me, and that told me a lot about sort of your work ethic and your accountability, which is really why you go to the gym, right? I can learn all the shit that you teach me, maybe not the best way, but I can probably learn it from YouTube. I go to the gym because if I don't have the accountability of having to meet you, I probably won't do it.
100%. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's no excuse anymore for not knowing what to do. But there's definitely, you start to come up with other things. Like you can find the information out there everywhere. But it's just like actually doing it. So that's huge to realize too.
So Marjorie writes, what if you exercise and eat all the snacks? We will definitely talk about that, Marjorie, because there are the guys from My 600 Pound Life. I'm pretty sure are going to be calling me. The producers are going to be calling me before this quarantine's over. But tell me. So Rob says, okay, perfect question. Rob says, what's up, guys? Help me break the funk. Right. Yeah. So what do we do about the fact that our lives, at least in New York City, right? We're looking at this until at least middle of summer, if not end of summer or longer, right? And you got people who, like everything else, we start off with the best intentions, but 2, 3, 4 weeks into this, we're sitting here, nothing changes. The same view, same kitchen table, right? We're not going outside. The food gets delivered. It's not the best. How do we get that motivation back? Not everyone can, especially in this economy now. Affording a personal trainer is difficult, right? Yeah. What can people do what's the kick in the ass they need?
I think the very first part of it is is perspective, right? So one of the main excuses that people have before this is not having enough time, right? So now all of a sudden that no longer becomes an excuse. So you can actually look at this as like a pause on the entire world that gives you time, right? So now you actually have the world by the balls, in a way, because you have all the time in the world. But that doesn't necessarily mean, so even for myself, now I have all the time in the world, but I didn't have a gym or an atmosphere that was forcing me to like work out. So I was like, oh, I don't really have to, right? But I tried to tell myself that this is a good time to start to build really positive habits so that when the world does start to come back online, I'm hitting the ground running with more habits that I built during this time. So that's my motivation to try to really start to build in things now. And it's tough to do it, but it's really, if you look at it as a way, as like, this is a gift, then you can kind of start to take advantage of it and have gratitude towards just life in general,
So use this time to build habits. Now, a lot of people, I can tell you that my comments are going to explode in about 3 seconds with, "Oh, sure, might be nice to have time." I run out, I have to get my kids in homeschooling and this and that, and then and I get that. I'm in the same boat. Right now she's duct taped to the wall because otherwise she'd come in and interrupt us. But what is so even if people talk about that in terms of timing, right? Some people do have 2 hours, 3 hours for it. Most of us don't, right?
Yeah.
So what can someone do? What can someone do in 30 minutes? Okay, and yes, to answer all the questions, yes, I got bored this weekend and dyed my hair dark red/purple. All right, deal with it. What can someone do in 30 minutes, right? That if they just get up 30 minutes earlier, or they have the 30-minute break, what can they do to get in a workout?
So I mean, it could be super simple. It could just be doing squats like we've done, right? Like a lot of the warm-up moves that we've done, super simple stuff. Anything really. Like if it's something that you can do that you will be attracted to go back to versus just killing yourself. And then, if you crush yourself, like, I mean, I crush you, right? But that's a little bit different. But for myself, when I first start getting started with something, I want to make it something almost enjoyable so that I'm more inclined to go back to it versus just trying to crush myself and kill myself and making it seem like I have to get 3 months worth of workouts in 1/2 hour. It could just be a start, as long as you're getting started, getting the ball rolling, and then eventually you'll start to realize that you start to make more time for yourself because it might be something that you enjoy, maybe.
And one of the things that I noticed is that I personally love the soreness that comes from a hard workout. I know that I've worked hard. I know that I've done something, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that, right? No. In some cases, it could be as simple as you have 20 minutes, go for a walk, put on your mask, you take your Purell, and go for a walk. The city is so unbelievably closed right now that I did that 14-mile walk the other day. I maybe encountered like 10 people in the entire walk, which is it's like living I Am Legend. But you have the ability to do that. So even something as simple as starting there, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's just all. So a lot of times people will be like, I want to eat healthy, right? So it's like, all right, I want to eat healthy, but what goes into eating healthy? It's like, I want to work out, but what goes into working out? So what actions can you take that will actually go into working out? So consistency is probably the number one thing that you can do as an action. So if you're doing something that kills you, then you're not even going to want to do that. So it could be super simple.
Forget consistency by starting simple.
Yeah, simple. Yeah, that's it. Simple. And it doesn't, because we always feel like on TV, there's like insanity workout. Oh, it makes you lose. There's, where you lose all this weight super quick and all this and then that programs us to think that that's the way that it has to be, but it's not.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, it's not like you have to do something that's also repeatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you might drop 20 pounds in a month, but then if you stop, it's going to come back.
Yeah. Totally.
Shit, I'm living proof of that. But, you have to make sure that you're sticking around in such a way that you want to stick around.
Yeah.
What do you tell people in terms of eating? Because right now, I think a lot of us are gravitating between the living room and the fridge and the bedroom, and that's it, right? It's a lot easier. It's surprisingly, it's easier to eat healthier when you're at work.
Yeah, totally. One thing I'm going to say right off the bat that's been saving me is frozen grapes. That's my own. Yeah, love them. So like I'll go and I'll be like, man, I love cookies, right? but I have frozen grapes so I don't buy the cookies because anything that I buy, I know I'm gonna eat. Right? Either I'm gonna eat it now or I'm gonna eat it later, but it's gonna be eaten because I'm not gonna throw it away, or somebody close to me is gonna eat it. So that's the trying not to buy and let that stuff come into my house is probably the number one. And I know with kids that's tough, right? But the one thing that's been is frozen grapes, and then just again start being able to prep it, cook your stuff, but that takes a skill. So if you want to cook your stuff, then you have to go food shopping for your stuff, or you have to order it online, which it's like, oh, I want to eat healthy, but you don't realize that it takes going to the store, which seems so simple, but not everybody really kind of has it right away. So make sure you're buying the right stuff and actually make the time to buy stuff.
That's a key. And I think that one of the things you could do with the online ordering, which has exploded now. I mean, I've been using Fresh Direct for years, but one of the coolest things about online ordering is that you can create an order and then just repeat it every week. So if you get the basics in there, the stuff that you like, skinless chicken, right, salmon, whatever it is, reorder, and you're done. It takes 30 seconds every week, and the food shows up. Yeah. What are frozen cotton candy grapes? Do you see that comment there? Have you ever heard of those?
Yeah.
Are they just great like green grapes?
I hope so. Yeah.
Because I'm imagining eating frozen cotton candy would be really good and not healthy at all. So I'd love to know what frozen cotton candy grapes are. Rob, leave a comment and let us know. But Vicky Smith says she threw away the rest of the Easter candy, hand-dipped chocolates. Yeah, you have to. If you keep it in the house, you're going to eat it.
Yeah, 100%.
So someone listens to heavy cream. Gabby says heavy cream. Yes, agreed. Someone says, so someone listens to this and they say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to make a change, right? I'm going to start. I'll do 30 minutes of whatever. What do you recommend they do? Is it something as simple as starting to walk around the block for 30 minutes?
Absolutely, yeah. If it's been nothing, then just making the time for it to go forward and starting to just allocate time for actual physical movement and realizing the time that goes into that is, look, you got to mentally prepare yourself beforehand, right? Because if you're not, if anything comes up and you're not used to it, you're like, oh, well, I'm tired, so I'm not going to do that. So just mentally preparing to be able to do that is one of the first parts of it. And then, yeah, I mean, as simple as that, or you get up, you do, 20 squats, like little tiny things, and you just start to build on that, even if it becomes less than a half an hour, because then it's all right. Well, it took me 15 minutes to actually gain the mental encouragement to do the 20 squats. I did 20 squats, my knee cracked, and now I don't really want to do it anymore, or something happened. Okay, fine. So then today you're done, but then tomorrow do it again.
Does it help to write it down? I find that writing it down and or sharing what I'm going to do with a friend the night before tends to get me out of bed more than if not.
Absolutely, yeah, because you're reviewing it in your head. It's kind of like a little bit of meditation.
Accountability, most definitely. Well, talk about some of your favorite exercises that people could do in their houses. Not at a gym.
So first off the bat, I we've done as many squats as you could in a minute, right? And then we've done as many push-ups as you could in a minute. And then
having like Vietnam flashbacks here.
Right? And it could be, I think, we've done the modified push-ups. It could be 30, right? So we try to aim for somewhere around 30. And then also we do the side planks, which are awesome. Just trying to get like the side core involved, planks, mountain climbers, all that, our single leg deadlifts, which are my favorite exercise of all time, which is just balancing on one foot, going down, touching your other foot, and then coming back up. But that requires some balance and some stability. But there's a whole bunch of body weight stuff that you could find. There's Instagram, Facebook, everything is exploding right now with at-home workouts. You could do chair workouts. There's so much information on that stuff right there. It's just actually, doing it.
I believe it. Tell me about your diet. Other than your grapes, what do you eat on a regular basis to stay at like your 0.08% body fat?
One of my main rules has always been to try to get as much protein in every meal as much as I possibly can. Right? Because your body will actually convert that protein into the necessary carbs that you need. And then if you don't actually have as much carbs in your meals, if you have a cheat, which is usually the cheats are usually higher in carbs. Like if I eat all chicken for lunch and then I cheat and I have cookies later, then that kind of offsets my balance. So I'm trying to make sure I get as much protein in every meal as I possibly can. I'm realizing how unsatisfying cereal is. So I'll eat a bowl of cereal, and then 10 minutes later, I want cereal again. So I'm trying to stay away from those processed, refined carbs that will like go to body fat instantly. Almost.
Well, not only they go to body fat, but they're also, they give you a dopamine hit, but it only lasts for about 20 minutes. Then you want another dopamine hit. So you wind up, 100%. That's how you wind up finishing a bag of cereal and then hate yourself.
Yeah. That crushes me. Yeah.
What do you say when someone talks about when someone has a failure? Like when someone eats, I hate when I order, steamed broccoli from the diner and it shows up as a pizza and I eat the entire pizza. So what do you say to someone, when they've had that entire pizza night and they need to get back on the horse the next day?
So that, it's a miss. It's not necessarily a failure, right? But it's an opportunity to use that as motivation to not do that again tomorrow, right? So it's actually kind of motivating for me when I go off my diet, because now I know I'm going to try to work out that much harder, or I'm going to try to eat that much healthier. But I'm going to remember it, but I'm not going to feel bad about it, but I'm going to use it as motivation to help me try to start on a better track.
Do you believe the term you can't out-train a bad diet?
I dabble with it for sure. It depends on how bad it is. It depends on, I don't believe that there is a bad diet, but there are definitely diets that will prevent you from seeing different types of results. So if your goal is to drop body fat percentage and we're down in pizza and cereal, it's going to be tough for sure. But it depends on what the goal is, and there's ways to start to hone in on exactly how many calories are coming in, and then dividing up those calories into macronutrients and figuring out that stuff. But in the beginning, it's just like trying to stay away from as much refined stuff as possible and try to bring in as much whole food as possible. For sure.
I've heard the term shop around the edges of the supermarket.
100%. 100.
It's the middle of the aisles where all the crap is.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
How can people find you if they have further questions? Instagram?
Yeah, we could. Instagram is probably the best one. Is the Mitch Effect, right, with those little underscores?
Yeah, it's at the Mitch Effect, right?
Yep. The underscore Mitch underscore.
I'll post that on Facebook. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mitch, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I will see you Wednesday at 5:30 a.m. as always. But guys, thank you for watching, and do something. Rob, actually, really interesting question. Rob has a question of Rob Davin. Any way to make it a video game? Yes, I will send a shout out to. Now I'm forgetting the name of the app. Hang on, I have it on my. I use it on my. It's on my phone. You buy it. It's called Stealth Fitness. Google Stealth Fitness, and Stealth Fitness. What they sell a plank board, right? That's a board on a ball that you would do planks on. You'd lie on, put your arms on, do planks. But it comes with video games on your phone. So you attach the phone, you put the phone in this little holder that they have on the plank board, and instead of doing planks, you're fighting robots or steering through planets or whatever. And it helps. And all of a sudden I could do like a 3-minute plank, because it's not really a plank in my mind. In my mind, I'm playing with Pac-Man or something. So yeah, recommend something like that. And also, you can't go wrong with kettlebells. Check out fringesport.com for phenomenal kettlebells. They have them in stock. That's where I got mine. And so good stuff. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate your comment. Thank you for all the info. And guys, thank you for watching. I hope this was useful, and we'll do another one. We'll also have a website coming up in a few days or a week or so called 20 Minutes in Lockdown. And we'll just do special guests probably like 2 or 3 times a week, even once we're not locked down. So, Mitch, as always, I appreciate seeing you. Thank you for taking the time. Enjoy your sunny, warm day in Florida. God, I hate you. And I will see you on Wednesday.
All right. See you Wednesday.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.